This is West Ham Unofficial. Come on, you Irons. Welcome to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all safe and well. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new around here. Let's try and get to 25 likes today. Let's get it going. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Tonight we are doing Premier League predictions for the second night running. Sean last night, check out that video if you haven't already. And Paul tonight. Paul, how are you?
I'm very well. It seems to have been not that long since we spoke at the end of the season, Jake. And here we go again. Obviously, the Euros in between, that sort of filled in a gap, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It seems to have ended the season. Euros, Christ, Premier League's back in 2 days. Premier League's back. I'm like, okay. It's come quite quick. Let's have a look who's in the chat. Peach is in the house, like you were. Gaza as well. Robert says pacing up and down, waiting for news. Any news? Just, it's coming. Robert, it's coming. Just calm down. We will make a transfer, I promise. Hopefully. So tonight we're just going to do the top 8 predictions because that's where the best clubs are, especially here you put in 8th position now, Paul.
Yeah, well, how could I come on the show and not have? Well, your father said you've got to be part of it. I've got you at 8th. I mean, but you're one of those clubs that you could be anything, really, couldn't you? Like last season. Last season, I mean, you was over the moon where you finished. Where did you finish? Was it 6th?
6th. Yeah.
6th. Over the moon with that, but they could be anything. Obviously, you're hearing what the messages coming in. So you've not signed anyone then, not as yet.
Well, we signed Areola, the keeper, he was on loan from Fulham. We're hearing a centre back Milenkovic is coming in, and your backup or third choice striker Divock Origi.
Yeah, how serious is that? Because Liverpool, he's a bit of a cult hero, of course, at Anfield.
Barcelona.
The Barcelona and the Everton,
yes.
went off the bar with Pickford, and so he's a bit of a cult hit. He's got pace, he's got power. He's got everything. Just needs to run a game. He's a sort of player. If he gets a run a game, those go to West. He scored 20 goals in a season, and everyone's going, but. He doesn't really get much of a look in. It's 5 minutes, last 5 minutes off the bench at Anfield when he needed, and it's and he has done the job, but difficult. I can imagine. They need these top players. They need time on the pitch, don't they?
Yeah. But we're being told it's around 92% that it's going to happen by Friday. We would just have to wait and see on that, but it's pretty close. We're being told.
Yeah,
I think.
What sort of money? 20 million?
I think we're on about a season-long loan. We're being told.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know whether there's an obligation to buy in that, but that's what we're being told. But you put West Ham in 8th. Explain.
Yeah. Well, as I say, could be anything. Could be 5th. Could be 15th. I don't know. I don't know. Like last season. If I said to you, Jake, would you take 8th now?
It's difficult. The dreaded Thursday, Sundays are hitting us this season. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's difficult. It's difficult.
I mean,
I tell you what I'd do. I'd take 10th and a cup.
10th and a cup, would you? Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't be the cup final. It can't be a visit to Wembley. Now, fair enough. So they were impressive last season, and like I said, I think Moyes was up for sort of manager. Should have been up for manager of the year, because what he achieved there is as good as like Pep achieved at Man City. I think for what he had to deal with, and what he had to in his armory. So they were fantastic last season, and a nice little start. Who'd you start off with? I should know this stuff, and I haven't done my research. What's your first game, Jake?
Newcastle away.
Could have been worse, couldn't it? But then again,
it could be better.
Do you want to play the? I mean, so you get to, the first couple of games of the season are a little bit like the last couple of games of the season. You get the weird and wonderful results. So would you been better off saying, actually, let's go to Man City on the first? Anyway, it's Newcastle.
We always get that. We always get Liverpool or City or United first game of the season.
Yeah. So are you happy I've put you at 8th, Jake? Is that all right?
It's so difficult for me to sit here and say, yeah, I take 8th, or whether I don't know. I'll answer that question with how many signings.
Yeah, that's it. And signings and injuries. That's what it's all about. So 8th. The only thing is, there are a couple of London clubs above you now. I know that's not going to go down well, but I've got Arsenal in 7th, Jake.
I can't believe that. Before we get to that, let's see some more people in the chat. Good evening, his boyfriend, everyone else. Peter, behave. 8th, you are having a laugh, says Peter. Evening, Cyber. Oh, honestly, we are driving up to Newcastle, and apparently, did you know France is closer to London than Newcastle? James Boone, baby, we are drunk and winning cash. Oh dear. Robert says Origi's fifth to 6th choice now. Peter Milenkovic due to sign by 2027. If only. That's a very good point. We've already won a cup this season. We've won the Betway Cup. We have won the Betway Cup.
The big one, yeah.
Yeah, the big one. Everybody wants that.
Who did you beat in that?
Who did we beat? I forgot. Oh yeah, Atalanta.
Oh right, okay.
So we have now equalled our own cup winnings with Werder Bremen, who have won it twice, and so we've won it twice in 12 years. Our own cup, brilliant. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
You get to keep it if you win it again.
I don't know. James has chucked a tenner in. Thank you very much. Hard work deserves to get paid. Keep up, like how your own Ben Rama is massive. Thank you very much, James. Greatly appreciated that. Nathan, you've got your microphone. What a mate. Brilliant. I can't believe this. Come on. You've put Arsenal in 7th. Arsenal above West Ham.
Again,
you've got to explain yourself. You've got to explain yourself.
I just think, a friend of mine tells me that Arsenal are an absolute nailed-on certainty for top 4. I don't know if you've been drinking, but I
think he's been drinking something.
I cannot have Arsenal top 4, but I don't know. To be honest, I had to put someone 7th, and yeah, okay, it could have been the other way around, Jake. But I've got Arsenal in 7th. I don't know how. Again, no real feeling about them. I'm be absolutely astonished if they get near the top 4. But with football, you never know. I mean, England made the final of the European Championship, and Leicester won the Premier League a few years ago. So anything is possible. So I don't know. But what do you think about Arsenal? Are you surprised that I've gone Arsenal above you?
I am very surprised. I don't know whether, a year off the Thursday, Sunday schedule is going to do them some good, but they've brought in a just about better than average centre-back, in my opinion, for £50 million. I don't think they really needed a strengthen in the centre-back position. I think they need a striker because Aubameyang and Lacazette are ageing and rotting, I think. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, but times are changing when we're thinking Arsenal 7th, when of course they were always guaranteed top 4. All the years that Wenger had them in the Champions League, and he made a final there as well against Barcelona. I think it was 2006. But they're nowhere near the team they were in the mid 2000s, and the double winning team in '99, are they? But then again, that's life, that's football, and that's how it goes. But I still see they're top of the tree when it comes to charging for season tickets, though. They know how to charge for that.
Christ, we are West Ham like 320. Imagine paying nearly 900 quid or 900 a grand to watch that.
Yeah. You wouldn't be happy, would you? But then again, as I said, he might start off. They might have a fantastic season and surprise everyone and maybe finish 6th.
Andrew says the other 8% of the Origi deal is when we start talking money. That's when it all collapses. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, that's the
just
thing
a reminder. Hang on. Just a reminder. We've won more trophies than you this season, Paul.
You have, and of course, what's it called? The Betway
Cup. Betway Cup.
What does it look like? Is it like
I can get you a picture if you want.
Betway Cup. I could Google it, but I think Google only stretches so far. But so how many teams did you beat to win that? Or is it like the Community Shield, counting that as major trophy?
Uno.
You won.
One. Listen, come on. Lay off it. It's our cup. Betway created it.
Yeah,
and we won it.
You beat them, so fair play.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful. So that was Arsenal and the Hammers.
2 secs. Before we continue on, let me just show you the beautiful Betway Cup. Before I do, tomorrow night, Charlie Boy will be eating one of them for DT38. Paul, you in on that? Carolina Reaper, the world's hottest chili?
No, I can't, unfortunately. No, I couldn't. I don't think I could.
Damn it.
Is that... I've heard about that. Have you tried one?
No, Charlie's doing it. There it is, look.
What?
There's us. There's us this year.
Is that superimposed, actually? I've never seen a West Ham player with a trophy.
That is Jamal Baptiste. Jamal Baptiste has hang on, this is the thing. This is a beautiful stat. Jamal Baptiste has lifted more trophies. A young 21-year-old, I think, centre-back has lifted more trophies than Harry Kane, Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk combined this season.
With a surname like Baptiste, a few years ago, there was a TV program called Footballers' Wives or something. It was some sort of crash on
there
TV.
Is that. There is a beautiful man.
Yeah,
what a
lovely.
Man.
Yeah, and and there was a player on there. There was a fictional player on there. His surname was Baptiste, and in years ago, now you're talking like signings because you just go on the internet and we can all see. But perhaps the other viewers will understand that you used to have to phone up your club call and pay like 45 pence a minute to listen to somebody tell you who you think you're going to sign. And the hot news: Liverpool's going to sign a player called I think his surname was Baptiste from Italy or Spain, or wherever it was, and the player was a made-up player from a TV program, and people were phoning up paying 45 pence a minute to listen to a transfer expert giving his opinion that this next, I think he might be French, coming from Monaco, the striker coming from Monaco was going to go to Liverpool's next big signing, and he was a made-up player, and that I think is a very similar name to Baptiste. So that's completely useless information for you, Jake. But that shows how times are changing now. You don't get your Hammer hotline, when you have to phone up for 45p a minute, So that's true.
I'm even more baffled that you've put this next club above West Ham.
Well, Tottenham, we don't know, do we? I mean, we don't know because obviously I think he signed a new contract, hasn't he?
Has he?
Yeah, I think he has. He's a good player, but we don't know what's happening with Harry Kane, do we?
He's staying now. And
if he stays fit, then again he could. If he goes, they could be 9th. If he stays, they could be 5th. He's that good. But
he just scores goals.
Because well, he does, doesn't he? He does.
Even if he does stay, they need to keep him fit. His glass ankles are not holding out much, are they? Well, they certainly didn't last season.
No, exactly. So, and this is why if you're chucking money around, you're talking 100 million, 150 million, the same sort of thing, talking about with Lukaku and these sorts of money. Old players are that sort of I don't know, and the sell-on value and things. What's Kane? 27, 28. I know.
28.
I'm talking to Tottenham, Mike. I know when Roy Evans at Liverpool in the mid-90s turned down, I think. Well, he wanted to sign Teddy Sheringham, but he was 27, and the board said he was too old. Now, of course, players look after themselves a little bit. Well, I don't think Teddy Sheringham looked after himself, but sure he did. But now, 27, it's you get a few. I mean, look at Ronaldo and Messi; they're still going strong, but obviously they're a little bit different than anyone else. 27, 28. There's no sell-on value, really, is there? If you sign a player, so you think he stays? Do you?
I think he stays now. I think Sean, Spurs fan last night says we slapped £150 million price tag on him and Levy's not budging on that and no one wants to pay it this season. City have shelled £100 million out on Grealish as it is. I don't think they're going to go for him this season. I can't see PSG now going for Kane now they've signed up Lionel Messi. I just can't see anywhere that he's going to go.
No. And obviously Chelsea, we'll talk about in a minute.
Lukaku.
Lukaku. Man United have probably spent all they're going to spend. In Liverpool won't. Klopp will not spend that sort of money on a player of that. So I mean, Van Dijk was, he's a bit younger, but I can't see that's not a Klopp. I can't see that's a Klopp type of signing. I don't think so. I might be completely wrong, but he's not going to Liverpool. Definitely not. So, and there's nowhere else. A little bit when they said Messi become available, it said there's only one place he was going to end up, in Paris Saint-Germain. But no, Tottenham with him there, I think they quite comfortably, as long as he stays fit. Him and Son could, in sixth. If he doesn't, and he does go, then I think they struggle to get there. Yeah.
In fifth, the final Europa League position, you've gone with the Bottlers. Well, not as to be honest, they're not as big as Bottlers as Spurs. They came third in a 2-horse race in 2015, but you've gone for Leicester anyway in fifth.
Yeah, Leicester, obviously with Brendan Rodgers, who's what a manager, really. I know that they say they fell away again at the end, but it's only because they was in a position to fall away. And they compete with the best, don't they? And he's he gets the best out of players. And the reason that I'm really impressed with Leicester, and fair play to them, and they've kept Vardy's that still there, and there's some class players there. But I think that the top four this season might be quite as good a top four potentially as we've seen for a long time. And I think any other team to break into that top five, I might be wrong. Teams might get horrendous injuries or form might not happen for them. But to break into I think that the top four, who were the top four last season, because I think they're all going to be pretty, at least as strong. Whether it's because they probably won't have horrendous injuries, and there's new players coming into some of the teams. I think any team to get into that top four wow, that would be a major achievement. That would be like winning the league, really. In their own sort of part, if you like. And talking of fifth, of course, you and Dad were going to come and join me for an evening with Fallon Sherrick, of course, the Queen
on
of the
fifth.
Yeah, on the 25th. But of course, Fallon is now involved in a sorry to go off the football. Is involved in a women's series of darts. So unfortunately, it's no longer available. But I can tell you, Jake, we have replaced Fallon with dancing Dimitri Vandenberg, who is in fact.
Is that an exclusive?
Yeah, and that is.
Look at that.
And why I said fifth, because he is now the PDC World's number 5. So he will be there, and I believe you and the family are coming along. You're dancing Dimitri, the dream maker. So good work. So that'll be a good night. So get along there. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, so
that's going to be good. Looking forward to that. Definitely. Nice swift interchange there. 5th, 25th. I like it.
Yeah, 5th, 25th, 5th for Leicester, number 5 in the world in that.
Yeah, I like it.
So I think Leicester 5th, but maybe not quite as close to the top 4 as they were last season.
Peter, I didn't know Payet played darts. Dimitri Vandenberg, not Dimitri Payet. There's a big difference between those two. A fantastic darts player and a snake.
Yeah,
Dimitri is a hammer.
yeah. Where did he go? Did he go to France? Did he go back to France?
He went back to Marseille. I don't think we should talk about it because people will start screaming at their screens if we talk about Dimitri Payet.
We won't talk about it.
Yeah. Champions League places then. 4th, you've gone for
United. Obviously, 2. I assume that obviously you got Sancho signed. Could be fantastic. Of course, coming from lit up the German league, but so did Werner, who went to Chelsea and who was I think was very ordinary this season. But obviously Sancho, that's a good signing. Varane is it? Who's the centre half's going to come in? But there's one problem. They've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager, and he's not good enough. And he is not good enough. And if anyone on here tells me that he would be, any other team would have him as manager, any other top of the top three, the top four would have him as manager, I wouldn't believe them, because I don't. Yeah.
Well, he's a cult hero at Manchester United, isn't he?
Yeah, but so was Frank Lampard at Chelsea, and look what happened there. But I can see why. But I thought it was going to be just a stepping stone. But they stayed with him and they backed him, and player for player, they look like a fantastic squad. But I think it all comes.
Do you feel?
Yeah.
Do you feel that it's a bit like then the Manchester United board aren't being ruthless enough? They need to win a trophy now. That's the end of. They need a trophy.
Do. Yeah, putting that money behind them. Obviously, they are ruthless. Obviously, one of the teams who are going to be part of the Super League. Which things have gone quite about the Super League now, hasn't it? But and also they've got them as fourth, because I can't stand Manchester United. I mean, nobody does. Even Man United fans, I don't think they're impressed with them either. But no. So if they can stay there, but it's going to be competitive. And if they are, if one of these teams I'm about to mention, assuming they do make up the top four, assuming there's a very good chance, that one of these teams we also mentioned might be competing, and might knock one or two of them out. But it's going to be a strong top four. I think at the end of about 2006 onwards, for a few years, the top four was you had these top sides, and they were doing so well in Europe as well. Like and obviously the Champions League last season was, of course, an all English affair. A couple of years ago, it was an all English affair and the Europa League final. So, and the Spanish league is poor at the moment. It's as poor as I can ever remember. The Italian league just about the same. The French, well, Messi's gone there to pick up another trophy just because. But I mean, it's just.
I can't believe it. I saw picking up another paycheck as well, 700k a week, like he needs it.
Yeah, exactly. I thought he would have tested himself, because he said, "I want to win the Champions League, so I'm going to go to Paris Saint-Germain." No, I think you wanted as much money as you could possibly get, because you're going to compete. You want to compete. Why did he come to the Premier League? But then again, if the money's not being put up but then again, it's down to him how much he took, isn't it? Because there was no signing on fee, so it's not like Barcelona held the card. So, but anyway, it would have been great to see him over here, but that's not going to happen, and he can, do what he wants to in France, and
definitely
what's the most entertaining league in the world over in our country.
Gaz says Milenkovic has turned to skeleton waiting to sign.
Oh, is it that bad?
Yeah. Eamon says, hate to say, but I can only see Liverpool winning the Premiership this season. That's going to make Paul slightly happier, I believe.
Yeah.
Hammers to finish first, says Peach. Pete says, good odds on us doing the quadruple 5 and 1 too many zeros to 1 there.
Yeah,
don't worth
waste
a pound, apparently.
No, tell your dad, no, it's not.
Yeah, but we've already won 1. We've won the Betway Cup, only 3 to go.
Yeah, that's right. You're off and running. We went ahead of most.
We are.
So United 4th, but they could, they were impressive, but they got to say riches of players, but it's getting the best out of them. And Solskjaer might be the man to do it. I said he will never win any of the Champions League or the Premier League at United. He might, win a cup or whatever. I might be wrong. I quite often am, but I cannot see them winning anything. It might be a cup, and I would say good luck to him, but I don't even mean that.
Third, you've gone for Champions League winners.
Chelsea.
In third.
Yeah, what do you think about Chelsea? A lot of people saying, they're my tip, but I don't know. I don't know about Chelsea. I mean, they won the Champions League, and they certainly had when they played Man City last season, they had the sign on them, didn't they? They just couldn't stop beating them.
I know.
In Lukaku, going back there, they got rid of De Bruyne, they got rid of Salah, they got rid of Lukaku, signed Lukaku back. But I was surprised. I know he's been fantastic at Inter, but 100 million for a 28-year-old, that's a lot of money, isn't it? That is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
But then again, it's all about winning the big stuff, and of course they did win the Champions League, so they've got money anyway. But it gives him a different dimension up front, doesn't it? He is a bit of a battering ram, but no disrespect to him, and obviously a little bit of class up there as well. And because Werner, it never worked for him last season, did it? Really?
Yeah, I tell you what though, Chelsea could get their trophy cabinet on its on its way tonight in the Super Cup, where they take on Villarreal. Steve, the Day's Banter's doing a watch long at 8:00. Check that out. I'll put the link in at the end. But linking the Dimitris together. Coincidentally, I just found this on Twitter. That will be an interesting evening in the Europa League. It will be an interesting evening if we do come up against Marseille. The reception won't be pretty if we come to the London Stadium. I can tell you that it won't be nice. But I think some fans have got their gestures and words ready and waiting. I think it will be interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's Chelsea in third. But Second, of course, we've got City.
Or as you said on this message, something else.
Yeah, I did. I mean, they won it last season quite comfortably. I know. Halfway through, Christmas, Liverpool were top, and I think they're actually saying that in the last 8 weeks this season, Liverpool had more points than any other teams. Which was only that little bit in the middle, which was a disaster. Yeah. But I mean, City are fantastic. Oh, Grealish, £100 million. £100 million. Who tipsters are tipping up? I can't say anything about betting than that because obviously it's not really the right thing to do on this. But are telling me that he is favourite to be the PFA Player of the Year.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
You think so? I don't know.
I don't know.
Where would we know where it play? But there's a lot of players. I mean, what happened? Because Sterling didn't play a lot last season.
I mean, the players you've got there. You've got Grealish. You've got Foden. You've got what's his name? Sterling. You've got that Torres. You've got
astonishing. Yes, very much so. And Bernardo Silva as well. I like him. He's a good player, isn't he?
He is as well. Yeah.
So there's, I don't know, but £100 million for Jack Grealish.
So here's the question then. So we've said about how much talent they've got in every single position. Why have you put them second, and why have you put Liverpool in first then?
Because Liverpool in first, because of course the season before when we had Liverpool had the players fit, they showed how good they were, and they were absolutely astonishing. It didn't matter whether they were drawing in the 80th minute. You was almost put your house on it. They were going to win. I think Van Dijk is back. He won't. I don't think he'll start Saturday. I don't think he'll start. Of course, they got we've now got strength. We had 3 last year. 3, you probably need 4. Well, they got 4 because Liverpool last season ended up being 7th and 8th. They had finished 3rd last season. Liverpool finished 3rd with a ravish sort of side. It wasn't just the injuries there. Injuries all over the place. Then you get your main holding midfielder. Of course, Fabinho was then playing in centre back. Then he got injured. Then Henderson. They're sort of. The governor in midfield, really, for Liverpool, he has to play centre back, and it was a mess. But fair play to Klopp, and I love the way that he still played the fullbacks piling forward. Didn't matter if they were playing away to a team or home to a team who had pace. He was still played as if he had Gomez with his pace and Van Dijk with his pace. I like this style, and I think Klopp is the best manager in the world because I think what he's done for Liverpool, I don't think any other manager would have done because I don't think people realize how poor they were when he took over. The season before, he took over, I think October. The season before, Liverpool finished with a goal difference of +4. Right, finished the whole season +4. That's abysmal for a team, meant to be, a big side. A goal difference of +4. He took that team. They had Sturridge. The best players were Sturridge. He was always injured. They had Coutinho, who wanted to leave. Okay, Suarez had gone. Sterling had gone. Gerrard had retired. They didn't have much left, and he built that side. And yes, he spent money, but he had to sell. In the net spend, I think he's absolutely superb manager. And anyone he signs, he always improves them. Obviously, there's players like Oxlade-Chamberlain and Naby Keita. Injuries have played a massive part. Now, hopefully this season will be great, especially Oxlade-Chamberlain, to have an injury-free season, because when he gets a couple of games in his belt, he looks fantastic. He's been great in pre-season. I know Andy Robertson's been injured in pre-season. That's not as bad as first feared. So I think when Liverpool play well, they're as good as anyone. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of the matches against Man City, because somebody told me once, and he was quite a high level sportsman in another field, and he was a Newcastle fan, and he said, I've been watching football for years and years. He said, I can tell you, Liverpool Man City over the last few years is the highest standard of football we've ever seen in this country, ever, when those two teams play each other. He says, forget Man United and Arsenal in the late 90s, early 2000s. He said that the standard, the pace and the power and the quality of those two teams, and this is a Newcastle fan and somebody knew his sport. He told me that, and I thought, yeah, and I look back on some of those games. Some of them were one-sided because a player might have been sent off, or the one was ravished with injuries, but some of those matches was just were just unbelievable. The game Liverpool lost a couple of seasons ago, the only game they lost, when they had I think 98 points and they lost the league, 97 points. That game at Anfield, at the Etihad, was just unbelievable. 2-1, and that cost Liverpool the league. The only game they lost,
I could genuinely see that happen again. I can genuinely see it coming down to Liverpool v Man City, and that's what decides the title, because these two sides are so good. Chelsea is the outsiders.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I say tipsters, I won't say the other word. They go heavy Man City, and then they can't split Liverpool and Chelsea, and then it goes Man United, which is probably about right, because Man City, what have they won it? What did they won it? It was Man City, Liverpool, Man City. They won it 3 of the last 4 years, just as well. Liverpool did win it then. Otherwise, that would have been 4 on the trot for City, and then you'd have had all the Man United fans, moan and say, "Oh, they win it 3 years on the trot," But I think, City are the team to beat, of course. But when you play Man City, if you go 1-up against them, they sometimes struggle, don't they? They do sometimes. The plan B, with all the quality they've got, sometimes you think. A little bit like Liverpool last season, because they were lacking, because the fullbacks went bombing forward, because of course it was a completely different defense. You didn't have Van Dijk controlling everything in the backs. They need him fit, but yeah, we will see. But Liverpool start off away to Norwich on Saturday, 5:30, and it's and then in the big games come thick and fast after that. So, but of course they're going to lose Mane and Salah, I think, because of the African nations. So. But Klopp said there may be signings to come. So they do need strength up front. Jota's obviously fantastic, but they need a little bit more than obviously Ronaldo.
See, this is what Gaza says here, that they have a good first 11, but when you've got Shaqiri coming off the bench, forget it. This is where you've got a difference between Man City and Liverpool, in my opinion. Man City's first 11.
I like Shaqiri, but yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah, Liverpool's first 14, 15, but when it comes, yes, you can't compete with Man City. I totally agree. Yeah. I think Man City's second and third team are not far off their first team, and there's just no squad in the world like it. No, absolutely, they are astonishing. So let's see if they can just go and buy another trophy like they've been doing lately.
Wow, they can't get their hands on the Betway Cup, can they? That's for sure.
That's the thing, because you won it twice in the last 20 years, and there's only
12 years.
Who's the other team who won it twice? Did you say Werder Bremen? Was it?
Yeah, Werder Bremen.
German team. Yeah, okay. So no, fair. What do you think of my first 8? What do you think? You'd go City top? I would imagine. Would you?
I'd go City top. I'd go Liverpool second, Chelsea third, Man United fourth. I would probably go Leicester fifth. I'd go with an outside punt of West Ham sixth. I'd go Spurs seventh and Arsenal eighth.
Oh, so we're not a million miles apart.
We're not a million miles apart.
No, completely wrong. But no, it'll be interesting, and it will come down to the big games, maybe between, like you said, between these.
The big games between West Ham and Atalanta to decide the Betway Cup, just these massive games.
Yeah, they just keep on coming for you, don't they?
They do.
opening up with that one, was fantastic.
Incredible.
Hammers fans. So
incredible.
Yeah, exactly. So it all starts. When is it? Does it start Saturday? Is there a game on Friday? I think it's Saturday.
Friday, Arsenal v Brentford, Friday night football.
Is it? Is that what it is? Is it Friday? Right. Okay, Friday night. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then the big games come in, but yes, there's a lot going on, isn't there? But I expected more transfers. I know that we've got a few more weeks with a transfer window, haven't we? So, but
I think today was the cutoff for any Saturday, Sunday. I think if any player's going to play, I think it was today that is going to really be an impact. But West Ham need to get the signings over the line. I think Arsenal need to get the signings over the line. So do many clubs. But it's going to be a fascinating season, that is for sure. Peter, behave. No, because I won't be getting my hands on a Newcastle shirt. That is for sure. Behave. First Liverpool, second Man City, third Chelsea, fourth Manchester United, fifth Leicester, sixth Spurs, seventh Arsenal, eighth the mighty Betway Cup champions, the Hammers. There we go. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Thank you very much, Paul, for coming on. And don't forget, West Ham are Betway Cup champions and Liverpool on.
We never forget it.
We will never forget it. Catch you in a bit. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.